Welcome back. So we've got a Hayward pump here at my neighbor's house, and it is it's been running the season already, and it's got a symptom here that I want you to hear. Go ahead and turn it on. All right, so let's turn that off. And when you hear that, there's two things to check. Well, if you haven't heard bearings squealing and things of that nature leading up to this point before it went out, there's two things to check, because if it's bearing squealing and things like that, there is a chance your pump probably will just need to be replaced. Usually can't rebuild them these days for the price you can get one, but you could take it to a rebuild shop too. You want to take off this and make sure your power is double turned off, and take the basket out, and you can put your hand down in there and you can see if the impeller will turn. And if it'll turn, that means the motor's not frozen up. And if it's temporarily stuck and you are able to move it with your finger, then put it all back together and then try to turn it on, and that might get it going. But in this case, my neighbor's already tried that technique. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the capacitor, which is under here, and we're having a little bit of a difficulty getting it off. So we'll come back when we get this off. And what a capacitor does is it stores energy, and then it will let that energy burst back in there when you turn on the pump and get it started. So it needs a little kick start, and that's the symptom that you might get if the capacitor is bad. So once we get this open, we'll show you what it looks like. All right, so we got this off, and we made sure the power's turned off again here. And the way that we got this off was one side was rusted on, but we got one side on. We just bent the cover out of the way. So this is your capacitor here, and it'll tell you the values of it, of how strong this capacitor is. It's 25 UF, and then these are the percentage of, there's supposedly no perfect capacitor, so there's a variance in there, +6, -6. And if you were to test this using a multimeter, it should read out ±6, 25 UF when you got the multimeter on the right setting. I can tell this capacitor's bad without even checking it, because the other way you can tell it's bad is look at it's bulged out. But I should say, before you go touching the capacitor, always you want to short out the electricity on it, because remember I said it can store electricity and put it back into the system. That capacitor could be live right now, and if I touch this with my bare hands, I could be shocked. So to make sure that it's grounded out, you take a screwdriver and go across the two terminals. You can apply this same logic to an air conditioner, by the way. If you have a pool, go ahead and get a spare capacitor if you are thinking about it, and keep it on hand, because you could get your pool back up and running pretty quick.
Or your neighbors.
Or your neighbors. All right, let's change this out. So I was looking at it like this, and I don't think it's going to matter the order of these wires. On a air conditioner it does, by the way. But we're going to try to put that back exactly like it was. This is the striped wire. We'll put it on they're unmarked, so it doesn't really matter. I showed that earlier. So the cool thing is, I've got a Pentair pump. He's got a Hayward pump, but we use the same exact capacitor, and I had one on hand. Now look at the top of that capacitor compared to that one. You can tell which one's bad, because the one that's bulged is bad. Otherwise, you could put a test on it, because the capacitor can slowly start to go bad, and it can still keep your pump from running. So then you might have to test it. All right, we're going to take a little sidebar here to talk about capacitors and how to test them. So this is an air conditioner capacitor. I'm back in my workshop to show this real quick before we get on with the fixing this pump. The thing to see here is that this is a dual run capacitor. So these are microfarads. That's the amount of energy it stores. So the bigger one in the case of an air conditioner is for the compressor, hermetic compressor, and the smaller one is going to be for your fan on top of your central AC. Then on this one, it varies by 10% either way for these numbers. So this could be off. 10% of 40 is 4, right? Either way. And then a fraction of 10% there for 3 is going to be off, what is that, 0.003 or something like that, either way. And then these are marked on top for an air conditioner. Now for the pool, you only have 2. You've got the in and the out on it, but then on here you've got it's marked hermetic compressor, and then you've got one marked C for common, and there's a little C right down in there embedded in the metal. And then this one I can't quite see. Yeah, it's marked fan, F-A-N. So to test the microfarads, which is those numbers right there, microfarads, what that stands for, the amount of energy it can burst forth, you want to put your multimeter in that one right there in yellow. So give you a little closer look. And that is that symbol, capacitor symbol, when you're looking at a schematic for drawings and things like that. And then once it is like that, you want to always, as I showed before, short out the capacitor before you touch it by putting a screwdriver across all the terminals. Make sure it doesn't have any energy in it for testing, but you should also do that before you mess with the wiring of it. And then in this case, we're going to put one on the common and then one on the fan, and we're going to see what we get. There's your reading. So this is reading good for the fan side, which you'll remember was at 3 microfarads, right? And it was more or less at 3 on there. So now let's look at the hermetic compressor. It's marked Herm over here. So we're going to put that there and test across there. We'll give it a second. It should be plus or minus 40. There we go. So this capacitor is good, as you see here. That's how you can tell if one is bad. That doesn't maybe look bad. It might be weak and it needs to be within that threshold, in this case 10%. Now the one we're showing for the pool is a 25 microfarad and it's plus or minus 6%. Not plus or minus 6 microfarads, 6% of 24. So do your math there and see how much it can be off before you would call it bad one way or another. And of course you can see if these are bulged at the top as well, and that's just a dead giveaway that the capacitor is bad. So that's how to test the capacitor for this pool that we're showing today, plus how to do the same thing on your air conditioner. If the air conditioner compressor won't start, or the fan compressor, the fan on your air conditioner won't fully kick on and get going, there's a great chance it's your capacitor. And you can order these online, just get the same specs that I showed here today, the ones that match up closest to your microfarads. This is a dual run capacitor, and then to the percentage there. All right, let's get back to fixing this pool.
So you want to make sure that these connections are strong and they're solid. You don't want that wire arcing, in other words. Okay, it's not arcing, and we're going to be we're going to think positive thoughts, and we're going to say, even more importantly, a prayer. So we're going to go ahead and put this back on because we could see that was bad. And then we're going to flip the switch on.
All right, let's give it a try. There we go. We fixed it for about, well, I don't know, that capacitor is probably $20, $25. Thanks for watching.
Hey, you've never seen a happier neighbor than this. He didn't want to say it, but I'm the knucklehead neighbor that he saved, so keep watching these videos.
That's right.
It'll save you some money.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, all those things.
Thanks for watching.